Well, another day, and the Padres trade for another top pitcher. This time it's Darvish, a former Cy Young Award winner who also took second place in Cy Young voting last year. And not only did they acquire Darvish, they also acquired Darvish's battery weight and catching depth in Victor Caratini. This is a great trade for the Padres, who are clearly in win now mode. And they add another ace to an already stacked rotation. Plus, Caratini is a huge upgrade over Mejia. I mean, I know it's just a backup catcher, but catcher depth, that can be very, very useful. As for the Cubs, I don't think it makes a ton of sense that we're going into a rebuild, but if we're going into a rebuild, the guys we acquired, they're really good, and I do like them a lot. First off, we're going to look at Darvish. He has 3 years and $59 million still left on his deal with the Padres. Looking at Darvish's numbers, since 2018, he has a 23.3 K minus walk rate, a 3.52 Sierra, a 77 xFIP minus, an 80 PCRA minus, a 3.72 xERA, and a 65 DRA minus. And yes, just so you guys know, I am planning on making a nerd stat breakdown video. But for the stats with a minus at the end, just think every number lower is 1% above league average and vice versa. So in the example above with Darvish, a 65 DRA minus is 35% above league average. All this goes to say that he has been a top 10 pitcher in baseball since 2018. The Padres really are trying to solidify this 3+ year window of World Series contention, and I really, really do like this move for them. It adds yet another great pitcher to the rotation and catching depth in Caratini. Speaking of, Caratini is actually a pretty underrated catcher. Since coming up to the MLB in 2017, he has 677 plate appearances with an 88 WRC+. His best offensive season came in 2019, where he had a 108 WRC plus across 279 plate appearances. For reference, for anything with a plus, it is the exact opposite of a minus, so higher is better. A 108 WRC plus would be 8% above league average. Also, Vic has a career 87 DRC plus along with a 314 xWOBA, two very predictive hitting metrics. So he's a little below average hitting wise, but defensively he makes up for it. Across 972.1 innings thus far, he has a 3.7 CD and 4 RES per Baseball Savant. A more than serviceable backup and certainly a great depth piece to be added for the Padres. Now, for the pieces the Cubs got back. They got a starting pitcher in Zach Davies, whose ceiling is about an average back of the rotation starter. He doesn't throw hard, doesn't get many strikeouts, walks about an average rate, and probably draws a pretty close comp to Alec Mills. He can be a solid back of the rotation guy, innings eater. The Cubs also got 4 prospects in return, 2 outfielders and 2 shortstops. First, the guy I am most excited about, Owen Casey. He was picked in the second round in the 2020 draft and is currently the Padres' number 13 prospect. He has reached 105 miles per hour exit velo off the bat at age 17 and throws in the 90s from the outfield already. He has an absolute cannon, great raw power, and could have a solid hit tool. Honestly, I like to say he's the next Joey Gallo with a better hit tool. I am very excited for him, and he still has a long path to the majors, but I'm hoping he can develop well. Next, the Padres' number 11 prospect, 17-year-old shortstop Reginald Preciado. A switch-hitting international free agent, he signed with the Padres in 2019 at 16 years old. He has yet to play in the minors due to the no minors because of COVID. However, he does have a quick first step at shortstop along with a strong and accurate arm. He also has very good bat speed already and could add some power in the future. He projects to be a very balanced player, above average on both sides of the ball. He could be a very solid starting shortstop in the MLB. The next outfielder the Cubs traded for was Ismael Mena, the Padres' number 15 prospect. He is only 18 years old and also signed in the 2019 international free agent period. He, like Preciado, has not played in Pro Bowl yet. Mena has a great speed tool, and MLB.com has him at a 70 projected run tool. He also plays above average defense already and could develop his power tool. Overall, he can develop into a very good MLB player with great defense, good power, decent contact. Very, very excited for this guy too. Finally, Jason Santana, a 20-year-old shortstop prospect. He is the number 16 prospect in the Padres system, and unlike the other 3 prospects, has actually played in the minors. From 2018 to 2019 in rookie ball, he had 365 plate appearances, a 138 WRC plus, and possesses very good discipline. His power is still raw, but he can certainly improve that power tool, which he did from 2018 to 2019. And including that 138 WRC plus, he also has a 139 DRC plus across 2 seasons at rookie ball. So he could be a good hitter, and Fangraphs projects his arm at a 60 future grade with 55 already. So he could be a good offensive shortstop and a good defensive shortstop. Very My balanced. Overall thoughts on the trade? Well, it kind of depends on how you look at it. This was somewhat a salary dump for the Cubs, it felt like. That being said, they did get some really, really good prospects back that I really, really like and do believe can develop. They're all pretty young and pretty raw, but if even a couple pan out, it's a pretty good trade for the Cubs. However, the Cubs going into a complete rebuild now saddens me, but even more so does not make too much sense. I was expecting a retool and hopefully a return along the lines of Paddock or Cronenworth or Pham or Weathers. That being said, I am happy with the pieces we got back, and if we are going to go the rebuild route, I do like those pieces. As for the Padres, they add another Cy Young caliber pitcher and catching depth. Solid trade for both sides, especially the Padres. Again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like and subscribe if you want. I already hit 100 just within a day, which is pretty cool. Thank you so much for the support. As always, let me know your thoughts, comments, opinions, etc. on Twitter or in the comments below. Thanks again, and until next time, I am Jason Hayward Stan.